Game week 1 of the 23-24 Premier League campaign has officially concluded. I'm going to recap all the fixtures and see how my predictions fared. Hi everyone, I'm Sideline Sedo. I cover all things Premier League on the channel, so subscribe for all your footy content needs. Let's get right into it and comment below what you thought of Game Week 1 in the 23-24 Premier League season. Starting with the first match, which I was live for. I will be live streaming more matches in the future, but Burnley versus Man City was a bit of a trouncing. Burnley didn't look as good as I anticipated, but it's tough to look that good against the best team in the world, Man City. I predicted a 2-1 City win, so I got the prediction right in terms of who would win and the result, but obviously City won 3-0. I thought that Burnley might get a goal off like a corner or something, or like a really well worked sort of situation, but nothing really came of it. Burnley actually had Anas Zaroury get sent off in the 94th minute. That was a real shame, but things happen. But one correct prediction, score prediction, not correct, but so far got one of the predictions correct, one of one. On to Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest. This game had some really good goals. Eddie Nketiah's goal was really good. Bukayo Saka's goal was probably the best goal of the weekend. Taiwo Awoniyi scored for Nottingham Forest late in the game in the 82nd minute by the time that the game had already been kind of wrapped up. If we look at some of these stats here, Arsenal had 15 shots, which is really encouraging. Their possession stat is really what sticks out. Similarly, let's jump back to City's possession stat because that is something to kind of note. At the start of the game here, Burnley was getting dominated in the first 30 minutes by 82 to 18% possession, and they kind of crawled their way back. So good on them. They didn't get too many shots on target, but similarly, we didn't see too many shots on target from Nottingham Forest because Arsenal was just dominating the ball for the majority of the game. But yeah, Bukayo Saka, what a goal. What an absolute wonderful goal there. But the biggest moment of this weekend is going to be the fact that right here, Jurgen Timber, new signing for Arsenal. He was playing, I believe, at left back this game, maybe right back, but he went off injured, and now it looks like he's going to be out for several months, actually, because he must have injured his ACL or some crucial ligament in his knee. So he's out, and that's got to be really, really tough to take for Arsenal fans. He was looking promising in preseason and looked promising in this game, and then went off injured with a pretty bad injury. So I did predict this game to finish 2-0. So 2 correct predictions so far. I got the score prediction wrong, but nonetheless, we move forward to Bournemouth West Ham, where I did get the score prediction right and the result right, 1-1. Almost got entirely right here. Predicted Solanke to score in this game. He did. Predicted Mikel Antonio to score. He didn't. Bowen did. But all in all, I didn't really watch this game. I saw the goals and the highlights, but ultimately, both of these sides, like I said in my predictions, are going to have very volatile seasons. They'll have high highs, low lows. And if we look at the stats here, just kind of relatively even. Bournemouth possessing a bit more makes sense. Andoni Iraola, new coach at Bournemouth, likes to possess the ball. He's going to want to impose that kind of mentality in his players. And Moyes isn't necessarily the most, let's say, silky manager. So makes sense that he had less than 40% possession there. This game, I predicted to finish 3-0. So another correct for Brighton, that is. But I got this one correct as well. The score was a difference by 3 goals, 4-1. But I honestly was really surprised by how well Brighton played and how, everyone's expecting Luton to play poor, but Luton just got beat up, man. 27 shots, 70 possession, 12 shots on target. Obviously the Amex is a hard ground to travel to regardless of the point in season, but for Luton, this has just got to hurt, It's just not the brightest of hopes for the start of the season. They got absolutely destroyed. It was also 1-0 at halftime, so the second half they really fell apart, but you can't really control that. Brighton's a very good team. They were always going to win this game, and Luton, they got a goal, So at least they have something more to look forward to in the future. But I got this match prediction right. I predicted Brighton correctly to win. Score prediction was off once again. Have only gotten one correct score prediction out of 4 so far. So let's continue. I predicted Everton and Fulham to finish 0-0. It finished 1-0 for Fulham. Fulham won, but Everton, this is really just kind of shocking. They had 19 shots to Fulham's 9. They had double the amount of shots, almost 10 times the amount of shots on target, and a relatively equal possession split compared to some of the other fixtures we've seen thus far. And they just couldn't get it. They had 10 corners. They just, I don't know what to say for Everton. They're going to need some firepower. Obviously, they've signed Jack Harrison on loan, but I think they really just need a proper 9. And they lack that at the moment. Obviously, you got the likes of Dwight McNeil there, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but it's just not going to be enough for them to stay up, I think, or not even just to stay up, but to really compete with mid-table or higher in the table teams. So not correct, actually. Fully wrong here on both score prediction and match prediction. So far, 4 out of 5 for correct predictions. Not too bad. Next is Sheffield United versus Crystal Palace. And this one I got exactly right. So now 5 out of 6 with one exact score prediction, 1-0. Well, 2 exact score predictions, 1-1 and 1-0 here. But I also predicted Hudson Edouard to score in this game. So I don't know, maybe like I just got the magic touch this weekend or something, because I'm going off with these predictions. I'm just going to say it. Like, this was a really good prediction weekend for me. 70% possession almost for Crystal Palace, 8 shots on target, 24 shots in total. Sheffield United looks grim. They do not look well. Their squad just doesn't really move me all that much. They've lost their star attacker to Marseille, and I just feel like they're going to be really struggling throughout the whole course of the season. They're just going to be the league's punching bag. So sorry, Sheffield, but I got that one exactly spot on. But next, a game I fully got wrong. I thought this would finish 2-2. I also watched this game live on my stream, and I was absolutely blown away by Newcastle. Obviously, we know how good Newcastle is, but Sandro Tonali nearly scored a brace on his debut. He scored the opener, and it was a hell of an opener. But man, Aston Villa, if we look at the stats, they had an equal amount of shots. They had nearly half the amount of shots on target, though, and possession was even. But Newcastle, when they just got into their groove right around, because Sandro Tonali scored and Diaby scored for Aston Villa, but as soon as Alexander Isak scored, it felt like the game was just increasingly slipping further and further away from Aston Villa until the 58th minute, where the floodgates really just opened. Harvey Barnes also got a debut day goal for Newcastle. So 2 debutants scoring for Newcastle. Really amazing performance. I'd say performance of the weekend. They are first in the league table at the moment. So congrats to Newcastle fans, because what a weekend and what a game. Next, another game I predicted incorrectly. I predicted this to finish 2-1 to Tottenham. It finished 2-2. I did predict Brian Mbeumo to score. Christian Romero did go off injured, even though he did score. So that is rough. This game was fairly entertaining, honestly. Both Brentford and Spurs. I like the look of Spurs under ange Postecoglou. I think that they probably will buy more in the window. But as it stands right now, Spurs, 18 shots, 6 on target, lots of possession, just really possessive style of play. And they did really well away from home to get a point. Brentford's a team that, while they are lacking Ivan Toney, are a team that could just hit you with a few different types of players. Your Brian Mbeumo's, your Yona Wissa's, Rico Henry got an assist as well. He's a very versatile and offensively threatening player for Spurs, in the sense that he can just get forward and contribute. And I got this one wrong, so nothing more else to say there. Another game I got wrong was Chelsea-Liverpool. I thought this would finish 2-1. for Liverpool. I was wrong. It could have finished 2-1 for Liverpool. It could have finished 2-1 for Chelsea. It could have finished 2-2 realistically. 2 goals were ruled offside, but Luis Diaz scored and Axel Disasi, another debutant, scoring this weekend. Ben Chilwell and Salah, funnily enough, got goals disallowed and assisted both of these goals. So that's an interesting little wrinkle there. If we look at the stats though, absolutely dominant possession from Chelsea, 65% basically. Liverpool just couldn't get like a foothold in the game from the second half. 13 shots for Liverpool, only one was on target. That is just not good enough. I have my whole reaction to this game on my channel, so you could check that out if you'd like. But another one wrong, and so far, 1 correct, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 out of 6, 5 out of 7, 5 out of 8, 5 out of 9. And I did predict this right. So I went 50-50 realistically, which is kind of whack. Not a lot of correct score predictions. I predicted Man United to win this game 5-0, but man, Wolves. I didn't get the chance to watch this game live, but Wolves score having 23 shots is actually insane. I heard really good things about Matheus Cunha. There was a shout that happened late in the game where VAR basically didn't give a penalty to Wolves. People were saying it could have been. Andre Onana ran out and sort of punched towards Nathan Collins and a couple Wolves defenders, and that kind of just flared things up. And ultimately, you know, things like that happen in the Premier League. They always happen in football. But like in many ways, how that's a close call there in terms of, whether it was a penalty or not. I think you probably give that. But, that's just my opinion. Wolves, they would feel hard done not to get a point. They had a lot of kind of, they defended well. They really fought it out. It took till the 76th minute for Man United to score. And honestly, given that people have kind of scrutinized Wolves, and I'd say rightfully so, for losing Julian Lopetegui and not necessarily being able to get too many deals done in the market, this is honestly an inspiring performance for them. They still need a lot of work to their squad, but all in all, not the worst. But with that prediction, I got 5 correct results out of 10. So that is very, it's a middle of the road start for me. Hopefully I could get 10 out of 10 one game week, but we shall see. But comment below, what was your favorite game of this past game week 1 of the 23-24 Premier League season? What was your least favorite game? And what do you think is going to be really the narratives going forward with each team? Just let me know down in the comments. Like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe for all your Premier League content needs right here on the Sideline Sedo YouTube channel. I'm Sideline Sedo. Peace.